Damn, that was loud as fuck. Alright guys, welcome back to the channel once again. It's your boy Snake Eyes on the Snake Eyes These $1 channel. I almost mixed those two up. Alright. 2021 is about to end this Saturday. It's going to be 2022 now. Got a lot of shit that has to be done. We had our moments for improvement, but now it's time to get to the tippity top. No excuses. We had our learning curve. We made our mistakes. We took our L's. Time to start taking W's. Time to get to the top and really get my foot ninjas to really just start a worldwide movement. But that's beside the point. Today's video is going to be talking about my top 5 favorite NFL players of the current era. Before we get started, I need y'all to follow me on both of my socials. My Twitter is snakeeyes_dollar, and then my Instagram is going to be all lowercase snakeeyes_W$ like Dame Dollar. Alright? Also, just letting y'all know, Addicted came out December 17th. Make sure y'all go stream that. Y'all want to listen to the rest of my music, which I highly suggest that y'all do. It's also my link tree. I put that down below in the description. Alright? Without further ado, we're going to get started with this video. This particular list is not in any particular order per se. So it's not like, how I'm going to rank them from, it's not going to be like, oh, from the worst to best or best to worst. It's going to be nothing like that. It's just going to be just random players. But these are my top 5 favorite players in the NFL of the current era. Not of all time. And again, this is my list. So if you say, oh, I left somebody out, or why don't you like this person? You're an Eagles fan. Why did you put more Eagles on it? It's my list. Okay? Alright. First off, it's going to be Deebo Samuel. Dude is incredible. When the 49ers had a rocky start in the beginning of the season, he was carrying that team on his back. One thing I love about him is that not only is he a terrific receiver with terrific hands, his speed is so good that you can literally put him on special teams. He's a multi-purpose wide receiver. You can have him on reverses. You can have him in wildcat formations. His skill set is so valuable to teams because of his, really to the 49ers, it's only one team. What I love about him is that you can use him in multiple different formations, multiple different plays. Like, his skill set is really, really good at, allowing you to really maximize the strength of your offense and really get creative. And dude is spectacular. And honestly, he's one of the few players that I've actually watched who not only balls out in the preseason, also balls out in the regular season too, which is very rare. You don't see that in too many players. The great players, sometimes they'll do okay in the preseason, then turn up in the regular season. Some people have a slow start in the preseason and then turn up in the regular season. Or just have a great preseason. I think I repeated that twice. They'll have a great start in the preseason, then the regular season, like, what happened, right? Deebo Samuel was not that guy. He doesn't get talked about as much as he should be for how talented he is, but that's one of the players, to be honest, that I really enjoy watching, all right? Number 2, we're going to go with Brandon Graham, Philadelphia Eagle. Obviously, he's injured. I believe he's out for the season. I forgot if it was a knee injury or ankle injury. I don't quite remember. But I got to tell you, dude's probably been in the league maybe 3-4 years. And I got to admit, this dude's presence on our team is sorely missed. Not only is the dude skilled, not only is he talented, he brings a kind of locker room leadership that, the Eagles, especially our defense, really need at this point in time, because there's not a lot of, guys. It's not really one guy. You could say Darius Slay, I guess. But it's not really one guy that really brings everybody together, and Brandon Graham is that guy. He kind of got like a little, I don't want to compare him to other people because he's great. They both are, great in their own right. But it's kind of like a Ray Lewis vibe. You know how you get in there and you got that one guy on defense who not only is going to talk the talk and is going to really gel everybody together, but he's going to walk the walk. So his leadership, his presence, and his play is surely missed. I love watching this dude. He's a complete difference maker on and off the field. Marshawn Lattimore, this dude does not get enough talk about how talented he is. And granted, he came in with some pretty high expectations, playing not really too high, but high enough. And there's not a lot of corners that went overhyped. Not really overhyped per se. When it comes to guys that are highly touted before they come to the league, or how overly, again, I keep saying overly hyped. When they're really hyped up to, to be the next guy, like what you call a Jeff Okudah, a Denzel Ward, those guys, those corners that play for, I think Marshawn Lattimore came from Texas A&M, if I'm not mistaken. Don't quote me on that. It's been a long time. He's been in the league for about 5 or 6 years. So like, don't quote me on that. But yeah, dude has some high expectations coming in, and truth to be told, he surpassed them. And what I love about him the most is that not only is he extremely underrated, not only is he not talked about enough, you know, his impact on that team is crazy. Like, without him or without Cameron Jordan, that defense truthfully would not be the same. And they got some guys like P.J. Williams, Marcus Williams, like, they got some guys, and it's probably a linebacker that's just not coming to me right now. I think he came from the Buccaneers. I don't really remember his name. Kevin Minter? No, I think he still played for the Bucs. It's somebody else that he just required from the Bucs. That's a linebacker on the team that's been making plays, and they got that guy Davenport. So they have a pretty solid defense, but honestly, like, his impact on the team is tremendous. You know, without him, that defense definitely would not be the same. And what I love about him is that he does things that you don't necessarily record on the stat sheets, you know what I'm saying? And his physicality, his presence, you know what I'm saying? Like, he really, really plays hard, and he's not afraid to guard any receiver. You know, everybody talks about how great Jalen Ramsey is. One point in time, they was really hyped when Stefan Gilmore was on the Patriots. They was hyping him up. There's a couple other corners right now that they're really hyping up that it's just not coming to my head right now, but those are guys that, you know, really supposed to be shut down. Only the person I can really think of really is Jalen Ramsey and Stefan Gilmore when he was on the Patriots. I don't remember who else they're hyping up at this particular moment. Dude checks all the boxes and has completely surpassed the expectations and the hype surrounding him when he first got on the team. He's honestly my favorite corner to watch in the league. And one thing I loved about this dude, he actually called a pick, I believe it was Monday against the Dolphins. But one thing I love about this dude the most is that DK Metcalf is basically, supposed to be hyped to be the modern Calvin Day Johnson. A guy that, is very big, for his size. He has a lot of size on him, but he also got a lot of speed. He's hyped to be that kind of guy. And DK Metcalf was trying to muscle Marshawn Lattimore around. He said, no, you're not. You know what I'm saying? And that little pacifier to DK Metcalf, where he literally got babied. He got babied by somebody smaller than him. So, like, I love that physical mentality, and I love, when a guy just plays his heart out. Even when, the stats don't say it, even when the analyst or first take or whatever sports program doesn't mention your name, when you continuously make plays for your team, like, I have the ultimate respect for some. Marshawn Lattimore, definitely one of my favorite players to watch, and always tries his best to make an impact for the team. Another guy is going to be Mark Ingram. That's going to be number 4. Mark Ingram may not play exactly the same as he once had been, but I got to tell you, like, this guy, not only is he talented, not only has he surpassed the expectations of being an Alabama runner, because everybody got this, the stick about Alabama running backs. Oh, they win Heisman trophies, they get all this, this hype, pre-draft, and then when they get to the NFL, they're complete bust, you know what I'm saying? And everybody got the little PTSD off of Darren McFadden, but people don't know that I think for a year or two, Darren McFadden was a premier running back for the Oakland Raiders when he won a Heisman. But honestly, like I said before, Mark Ingram has surpassed the expectations of a Heisman-winning running back. He surpassed the expectations of being an Alabama running back, which is carries a lot of weight and a lot of pressure. And he's had himself a long, illustrious career, and he is very, very talented. He runs hard. He's very useful to catch out the backfield. He's not going to be a guy that's going to give you crazy stats all the time, but he's a guy that, he's a very, very talented dude to have on your team. And what I love about him is he got energy, he got personality, and he has that thing about him that really just screams out leadership and team friendliness. And I feel like that's just as valuable and holds just as much weight as the skills and talent you bring on the field. Not to mention, not only was this dude good in New Orleans, early around on a career when he was #1 option, he actually did well when Alvin Kamara was on the team. This is before he came back this year, and actually was doing really, really well for the Ravens. I guess they traded him to clear cap, but honestly, I can't really say that there was a year when he was on I think maybe he was on there 1, 2, maybe 3 seasons tops. But it wasn't a year on the Ravens that I can honestly say that he was bad or he did worse than, like, he was just as good. And in my honest opinion, to a certain extent, I felt like maybe the numbers might or might not reflect that. I felt like he probably played better just because of the fact that Baltimore was really trying to find its identity. Lamar Jackson was, trying to improve, and they were trying to build around him. So, he's done pretty well. He has a very solid career. Again, not doing anything too crazy this year, but he's one of my favorite guys to watch. You know, he's one of those guys that maybe he's not going to be your #1 leader, but like if all breaks down and you need somebody just like what I said about Brandon Graham to really gel a team together and make them play hard and get them to get motivated, Mark Ingram's always your guy. Last but not least, y'all gonna hate me for this because like everybody says that you're on the bandwagon, this, that, and the third, but I'm gonna take a couple minutes to explain why. All right. Last but not least, Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes is the most talented quarterback to ever step on the football field. Now you can argue Aaron Rodgers, but I think Patrick Mahomes is better. You put Patrick Mahomes on any team, Detroit, Jaguars, you know, the dumpster fire of organizations, and I swear on everything, he can make a playoff. He can make any team a playoff team regardless of whatever roster. The dude can make any type of throw. He's mobile. He's a threat with his legs. He has a huge ass arm. He has leadership ability. I mean, the dude literally checks every single box that it takes to be a great. Right? We talked about the Joe Montanas of the world, the Peyton Mannings of the world, the Tom Brady's of the world. And don't get me wrong, Tom Brady is the GOAT because he got the rings and he got the resume. And even to this day, no one can really, no one really has shown that Tom Brady needs to lead the league. Like he's still playing at a top tier level, and Tom Brady is still a top 5 quarterback. If I'm not mistaken, he made the Pro Bowl this year. And yeah, I think Mahomes had a rocky start, especially at the beginning of the season. But I honestly think that he has to learn to do exactly what Aaron Rodgers had done this season. Now, again, I think he's even better than Aaron Rodgers, but that's beside the point. Now, people are going to argue, well, yeah, he got all this weapon on the offense. Well, number one, he inherited them. They didn't give it to him. He was already on the team when Alex Smith was there. Yeah, they got Nicole Hardman, and then I think Clyde Edwards-Helaire, who honestly, even before I heard a little bit about him, even before the league started, I thought that was a great pick. You know, to have a guy that you can run the ball with, but it's essential in the passing game because sometimes you can't throw the ball. If they know that you got Tyreek Hill, Nicole Hardman, you got Travis Kelce, and there's some couple other receivers that's not coming to my mind that are really, really good for the team. If they know that you're going to keep just throwing the ball deep down the field, it's going to have their safeties up. But what I love about Andy Reid is that, he understands NFL offenses. He's an expert. He's one of the greatest coaches, offensive-minded coaches that ever stepped foot in the league. And he understands that, hey, sometimes you just got to go get that check down, get that screen pass, and Clyde Edwards-Helaire was a great pick. Damian Williams is a pretty good running back too, but I think that was a nice, like a nice little third down back. But like he's capable of being a starter. Don't get me wrong. That's beside the point. And we got all these weapons, but guess what? The defense for the majority of the season was practically the worst defense in the NFL, or maybe the bottom 5 at the very least, right? That defense has been notoriously known for, not being so great. They got some good players like Frank Clark, who came from Seattle, Tyrann Mathieu, and then maybe, I can't forget about Chris Jones, right? And then maybe a player or two that's not necessarily coming to my head at this particular point in time. But overall, their defense in the Mahomes era has not been great. With Alex Smith, with Eric Berry playing safety, shout out to Eric Berry, by the way, they were really damn good. Now, they definitely improved. I forgot which game they played really, really hard. It might have been a Cowboys game. I don't quite remember, but they've been stepping up and playing the way they're supposed to be. Again, like I said before, the only thing Mahomes needs to work on is learn what Aaron Rodgers learned, right? Aaron Rodgers is talented as shit. And quite frankly, he is MVP in my opinion of this particular year, and one of the greatest quarterbacks to ever live. I even think he's more talented than Tom Brady. But he has learned what a lot of quarterbacks are not doing this season and pretty much are not doing at all. He's learned how to take what the defense gives him. That's really why, if you pay attention to any of the games, maybe Aaron Rodgers is not talked about the most. He doesn't always have the big stuff, but he never takes his team out of the game, and he always does just enough. He's not worried about stat padding. He's worried about making the play that's going to get the team to win, right? So if the play's not there, he's going to throw the ball away, right? He's not going to keep chucking it down the field. He's going to take what the defense gives him, keep the chains moving, and always keep that offense in position to win games. Mahomes has to learn that lesson. He can make any kind of damn throw. The dude is a magician with the football. I've never seen any quarterback like Patrick Mahomes in my entire life. He's a special, that dude is special, all capitalized letters, multiple infinity exclamation marks, right? But yeah, like do spectacular. Just gotta learn how to just keep the game simple. Take what the defense gives you. You know, don't always try to look for the deep. Don't always try to look to the sidearm and do all this specialist. Because sometimes you may get that high production off of simply just checking it down. And it's something that I noticed that you know, I felt like he was doing a good job for most of his career, but I felt like that, you know, it's becoming glaring. It's kind of a glaring issue for the Chiefs and why they kind of start off slow. And even though he's cleaned up a little bit and the Chiefs are winning now, I still feel like that, you know, there's those moments where like, damn, he really needs to, you know, make that a priority, you know, clean up fast so that the Chiefs can have another chance to get to a Super Bowl this year and then sometime in the near future. All right? That's all I got for y'all. Like, comment, subscribe before I kick y'all ass. Make sure y'all listen to my music. It is in the description below. I'm out of here. Peace. Hey!